Hi, my name is Kay and welcome to XSplit Workshop Beginner Series. Hey everyone and welcome to the beginner's tutorial of the latest XSplit Broadcaster V2. This will cover different sources that you can use with XSplit Broadcaster. You can skip ahead to any of these sections by clicking on these icons below. The first thing you should set up is your audio. There are two primary audio sources, your microphone and system audio. You can quickly access the audio settings by clicking the gear symbol here. XSplit Broadcaster detects the default audio devices that is set in your system. Please note that if you do not set system sound to default speakers, you may no longer be able to hear sound from your applications or games on your stream or recordings. Once you have selected your audio source, you have a couple options below for audio delay and silence detection. To find out more about audio delay, view this video here, and for silence detection, you can read this blog here. Now let's go over the sources we can add to the viewport or your stage. All of the following sources are found in the Add Sources menu, which you can access here and here. First, we'll discuss the game capture source. If you currently have a PC game active, it will be listed in the Game Source menu, and clicking on it will add the game to the viewport. Take note that any game that runs below DirectX 9 will not be detected. Another way to add game is via Auto Detect. It automatically switches to whatever game you are playing. Next is a different type of camera sources. In this menu, you can select a webcam, capture card, or IP camera. And the webcam and capture card sources available will depend on what you have connected to your PC. To add an IP camera, you will need the RTSP address. Media files are another source you can add to XSplit Broadcaster. It can be images or videos with a wide variety of file types supported. These sources can also be drag and drop onto the viewport from your file browser. Finally, screen capture source. There are two types of screen capture. First is desktop capture. You can capture an entire desktop of a single monitor or a specific region. Second type is window capture. You can capture a single window or the content of that window. The cool thing about it is that once you close a window and reopen it, it will still appear on the scene without the need to capture it again. There are many other sources available in XSplit, but those are for advanced users and will be covered in a different series. For now, let's take a look at a couple other options. Once you've set up your scenes, jump into the next video and we'll show you how to start a live stream and recording. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please leave any questions in the comments. Hi, my name is Kay and welcome to XSplit Workshop Beginner Series. Hey, what's up? This is the beginner's tutorial for XSplit Broadcaster V2. This part will cover setting up a live stream and recording. You can view other parts of this series by clicking on these icons below. First, we will set up a basic scene here by adding a game, web camera, and a logo. Let's also add some more customization by using our text source. Now let's set up the channel we will broadcast to. For this tutorial, we will be using Twitch, but most broadcast plugins can be set up in a similar manner. Go to the broadcast menu, click on the Twitch plugin, and enter your account details. A wizard window will appear to measure your internet bandwidth and PC specs in order to determine the optimal streaming settings. Once it's done, it will give you its recommendations, which you can choose to use or ignore. When you're ready to stream, go to Broadcast menu, then click your channel. The top area right here will begin to show stats about your stream, and you are now live. If you've linked your social media accounts to XSplit Broadcaster, you can now share your stream to friends, family, followers just by clicking Share Your Stream on the Tools menu. To set up recording, go to the Broadcast menu and right-click on the Local Recording option. Setting up a local recording is a lot more simple than a stream. First, you will select your codec. The available codecs are dependent on what hardware you have installed on your PC. If you plan to stream and record, we recommend using a hardware codec like QuickSync, and VENC or Video Codec Engine. The next setting will be the quality. The higher the preset, the more CPU usage. Although a change between presets is not that visible if you are using a hardware encoder. In audio encoding settings, you would want to use AAC high-quality codec, 128 bitrate, and 44 kHz stereo. You can split your local recordings by file size or by time in this section. This is only available if you use the MP4 file type. If you're going to use local recording with video editing software, it is recommended that you enable force constant frame rate. To start recording, go to the broadcast menu and click on the local recording. As with streaming, stats will be shown above. You can also pause your recording whenever needed. Finally, you can start a stream and local recording simultaneously, but this can be very demanding on your CPU, unless you're using a hardware encoder for one of the processes. Well, you've now completed the XSplit Broadcaster V2 Beginner Series. You are now well equipped to create tons of interesting video content. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please leave any questions in the comments, and we hope you enjoy using XSplit Broadcaster.
The XSplit applications have been revolutionizing streaming setups since their inception, and with the release of version 2.5, it's only become easier to get started. Every professional streamer will tell you that to connect with your audience, including a face cam in your broadcast is a must, and to take it to the next level, a chroma keyed green screen backdrop is ideal. However, not everyone has a green screen lying around just anywhere. But fear not, version 2.5 features dynamic background removal through our TriDef SmartCam integration. Using complex algorithms, this technology intelligently identifies the subject and the background in a camera feed, separating them to create a pseudo green screen effect that XSplit utilizes. With this, we are providing an alternative that everyone can use over a traditional green screen setup. It's not uncommon for people with consumer internet connections to experience problems from time to time, such as bandwidth starvation. Unfortunately, these problems can arise in the middle of a production, which leads to dropped frames and eventually forces the broadcaster to restart the stream using lower settings. Thankfully, those days are over with XSplit's adaptive bitrate technology. It will automatically adjust your streaming settings, reducing the bitrate when it detects that it is unable to sustain the upload, and restores it when you finally have enough again. You can focus on your production and worry less about your connection. In the previous version, we enabled window resizing in XSplit Broadcaster, improving over our old static percentage-based resizing implementation. For this release, we've introduced a few tweaks to our bottom panel by moving the transition settings to it, allowing you to quickly swap between built-in and custom transitions, as well as mark your favorites for easy access. And that's all we have for our XSplit 2.5 update. If you want to know more, go to xsplit.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hi guys, this is Faba Noodle from XSplit. So I'm just going to show you how to implement custom transitions, aka stingers, in your presentations. So first thing you probably want to know is that in your XSplit directory under XSplit Broadcaster, you will find the text instructions for how to do this, but I'm just going to do this in a video form so that you can see. So first thing you want to do is you need your files. You need either a PNG sequence such as this one. So as I step through this, this is basically the transition. You can save this from After Effects or Photoshop or whatever. And this is a QuickTime file. Also a PNG sequence. So next thing you need to do is you need to get FFmpeg. Just Google FFmpeg build and you should be able to find this page, or you can get it from anywhere, but this is the page I usually get mine from. So you just need to open this and go to the bin directory. You just need this file, ffmpeg.exe. Again, it's under bin for binary. Just put that there. You want to copy that to your XSplit transitions directory. And if you start up XSplit, alright, so now you'll see that it is in the scene transitions menu, and it's got the number of milliseconds the transition will take. And if I click here, and there you go, transition happens. Alright, so we're gonna do the PNG sequence now. So first thing you want to do is specify the input frame rate. So you type -r and then say this one's a 30 frame sequence. Input, and then XSplit 3 %0 3 and d .png. So as you can see, our PNG sequence has a 3-digit number denoting where it is in the sequence. The number 3 here denotes how many digits would be in that sequence. So if you had a 4-digit PNG sequence, like say this one's 0000, or rather 0000, you would put it as you change this to 4. But since that's not the case, we'll put it back to 3, and we'll do similar thing. So CV to set the codec, and then BV 50 megabits, and set it to all keyframes, and let's see, XSplit short .webm. Alright, so if you do not specify a transition point, it will transition directly in the middle of the clip. So it's not always necessary to specify a transition point, but it is if you have a clip that has odd transition point, I guess. Like if it's front heavy, the animation is front heavy, and or something like that. So I'm gonna press enter, and I'm gonna wait. We've got the file, and we're gonna copy it to the XSplit directory, and then we're gonna start up XSplit.